my job is, in a way, to find ways fighters can win. Now, we know that the odds are not in the favor of Willie Monroe, who is 19-1 with 6 KOs. And the 6 KOs does mean a lot, because does he have something to give to Gennady Golovkin, 32-0 with 28 KOs, WBA Super World, IBO, and WBC Interim 160-pound champion? I am T-Street Controversy with RealCombatMedia.com, and you know how it is. I cover every single major fight live. So, right now, this week, we are providing full coverage for Golovkin versus Monroe Jr., which will be taking place on HBO May the 16th, 2015 at the Forum. And we have our guy, Chris Alexander, there covering the fight. So we have the press conference up. We have a couple videos with Willie Monroe Jr. We have a video with the strength and conditioning coach, Lee Davies, who's training and getting Willie Monroe Jr. ready for the fight. Today, it's going to be the media workout. We're going to have that footage up sometime before the day's end. You're going to see what Golovkin looks like on the pads, what Willie Monroe looks like on the pads, Roman Gonzalez, etc., etc. Then we're going to have the weigh-in. Then we're going to have the post-fight press conference. But before that, it's going to be me here watching the fight, and we're going to see how well he does. Now, they say they picked Willie Monroe Jr. because they wanted to fight a southpaw. You ask yourself questions like, well, what about Jorge Highland? What about Turiato Johnson? And I think at this point in time, we already know what's going on with the Miguel Cotto situation. So since we know that Willie Monroe Jr. is considered the massive underdog, I'm asking you this. How can Willie Monroe win? And in my opinion, if he does win, it's going to be a nasty fight to the point where it's going to be highly controversial, because he's got to do a lot of moving. This is not a fight where he's got to go out there and try to be a tough guy. If he wants to win, he has got to box, because Gennady Golovkin knows how to cut off the ring against movers, as we've seen. And that's why I'm asking myself the question of, does Willie Monroe Jr. have enough punch, enough pop with only 6 KOs, despite the fact that they won their last 9 fights? Does he have enough pop? Does he have something to be able to give Gennady something to think about when Willie Monroe Jr. is in the corner? Now, with his loss, his split decision loss to Darnell Boone is, in my opinion, like a rites of passage type fighter, kind of like Zab Judah, DeMarcus Corley, even though, I understand Zab Judah is better than them. But what I'm saying is, a guy, when you're coming up in the rankings, he's just one of those guys that you fight, kind of like Ollie Harrison or something like that. But there's been some small chatter. Like I said, we have a guy covering our event, providing full coverage. Thank you, Al Heyman. I don't know why, but just thank you. And we're hearing Rock Nation chatter. I don't know if Willie Monroe is with Rock Nation or if they're in a deal, to where after this fight he'll sign with Rock Nation. But there's some chatter of that. Where does the winner go from here? Well, we've been hearing Canelo. I don't think so. Put it this way. Let's be honest. Let's just say the fight, like Golovkin is supposed to win. It is up to Willie Monroe Jr. to upset all of that. Now, from my understanding, from the interviews I've seen and the footage I've seen from Willie Monroe, he seems confident. And another thing is, he does only have 1 defeat, and he can move, and he is a southpaw. Now, will this fight gauge how much better can Erislandy Lara do? I mean, how much better can how good can Golovkin do against a southpaw? Maybe this is a gauge for that. Maybe Erislandy Lara. No, me personally, I know that an Erislandy Lara versus Golovkin fight cannot happen anytime soon. But I'm saying, what is the reason for this fight? And I'm thinking they just want to see how they do against a southpaw. But I am going with Golovkin. Of course, Willie Monroe has a chance. If he does have a chance, it's going to be on the cards in a split decision type situation. But with the movement is not going to be enough. He's going to have to hit GG with some clean shots, and I seen him hit Brian Vera with a clean left hook, and Brian Vera barely even moved, meaning Willie Monroe. So, you know, like it's so many different factors that play into this. And like I said, if Willie Monroe is going to win, he's got to move, and he's got to just get the win and, you know, grab his shit, grab those belts, and get the hell out of the arena. Because if he does win, it's going to be one of those controversial wins. To whereas in, will they be looking at ring generalship? Can Willie Monroe put Golovkin into a situation where Golovkin's just following him around the ring and not throwing punches? Kind of like Chris Algieri versus Ruslan Provodnikov. And yes, I know, stop saying dumb shit, because it's crazy, because I know I'm going off point a little bit. But when you mention certain shit on YouTube, I notice people be like, oh, but he's better than Ruslan. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Anyway, I'm going to be providing full coverage. I'm still working behind the scenes, getting my voice right, as I said, along with RealCombatMedia.com. We are providing full coverage. I will still be doing my videos, my weigh-in videos. We will also have the weigh-in. Thank you to K2 Promotions. Thank you to Magna and, you know, basically everybody. Media workout's going to be coming a few hours after this video. Also got a little bit of a wild card video I'm going to be putting out soon. And please subscribe and share. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live.